quarantine for what? A little over 2.5 months now?
Mm-hmm.
And there are 353 cases
Right.
since they opened the city.
Yep. And it's going to get greater. It's going to get greater, man, because it's people out here, they just don't care. You know, you got them walking around with no mask, no gloves, no nothing. They saying, hey, I'm good. I ain't going to catch nothing, you know. But it's crazy, man. Listen, say you got a 70 to 80-year-old relative at home, a grandmother, aunt. You out here in the streets doing whatever, you know what I'm saying, just because you feel good. You go back home and take that shit to them. They can't fight it.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
You know, so we got to be accountable for the things that we do, our actions. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the part that angers me, Dre. That's the part that angers me.
Yeah, I'm an advocate for this shit now, man, because this shit almost took my life. I got a second chance of life now, man. I was on my deathbed. They ain't think I was going to make it. You know what I'm saying? They thought I was going to make it to the next night. You know what I'm saying? But whoever, you know, a lot of people, they believe in who they believe in. I believe in God. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he say, hold on, Dre, this ain't your time to go. I got work for you to do here. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that. So when I can pass on to the next person, hey, listen, hey, young blood, if you're going to be out here, man, wear your mask. Put your gloves on, man, you know. Be responsible. You know what I mean? And that's what we have to do.
Hold on for a minute.
We got DJ SEGA in the house now, too.
Hey, SEGA, can you change your name? Not the Thotty joint either,
Dre, go ahead.
Not the Thotty joint either, Negro. We ain't got to that part yet, all right?
Yeah.
So, but you know, like I said, man,
DJ
I was praying for you, bro, and I know several of us was praying for you, man, and we're just glad that you made it through that, you know.
Yeah, man, I came through, man, and you know what I'm saying, and my first time, man, as y'all seen Monday, man, my first time being on my set, away from my set months and months, man, I was a little rusty. You know, them 30 minutes killed me, man, you know, because I can't stand home, you know what I'm saying?
Can I say something, Dre?
Yeah.
First of all, I'm so glad that we're sitting here able to talk. That's first of all.
Thank you, sir.
Second of all, I was very angry when I saw your video. Because the way I saw it, some irresponsible fuck gave you that shit. And I don't like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't like that because you're playing with my life.
Right. Yeah.
I'm already scared to death. I've already been a fucking hermit weirdo for the past couple years since my mama died because I don't know y'all niggas. But now I'm really paranoid. I don't even like taking the trash the fuck out. I throw that shit out the window when the trash truck coming up. Hopefully, I ain't leaving my crib to 2025. Fuck that. Maybe by then all these self-proclaimed.
Hey man, same here, man.
Maybe by then all them self-proclaimed scientists that have no clue what the fuck they're talking about will get it right.
Man, I know this meeting is about to be, you know, but I'm gonna say this. The same way that we do research when we researching music and programs and different things.
I know where this is going.
Research.
Your help.
Research what's going on.
Exactly.
Let me tell you something, man.
Research the facts.
Hey, Flash, I don't want to take your time. I'll make this short and sweet.
No, I mean,
yo, ahead, man.
You got the floor, dog. Like,
this is important. Go ahead, Dre.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you something, man. And this was said to me when I was in the hospital, and when this I think he was an Italian guy. He was an Italian nurse. He shook my hand. You know what he said? He said, "You made it, brother." He said, "Let me tell you something." He said, "There's a lot of black folks coming in here and they not making it. They don't want them to make it." This is what he said out of his mouth, man. And it crushed me. It crushed me. But this is what I did. Before I came home, I got on my phone. I started doing research about this stuff, man. I started doing all kinds of research. Man, let me tell you, I was all in China, Japan. Man, I think I burnt my phone out about 5 times, man, researching this stuff. Now, the CDC folks, don't know the shit they talking about. They don't know the hell they talking about because they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. They don't have a vaccine. They don't have a clue. Then you got this lying-ass president talking about all this bullshit. Then you have...
Oh, shit, Dre. We could talk about that shit all night long.
Hold on, Disco. Then you have this motherfucker talking about, oh, I'm taking this medicine. I've been taking it for a whole week. I'm feeling good. You're damn lie, because that shit'll kill you. Then you have, check this out. It's a money game, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
It's about money.
Oh, yeah.
And it's about population control. But let me spill this real quick. What happened? This shit was done deliberately.
Oh, yeah.
But what happened was it got out of control, and they couldn't stop it. They couldn't. And it's about population control. You got too many elderly people soaking up the, as they call, the Social Security. But is they right? Because that's their money. They work hard for that. You know what I'm saying? Then you have people that's on welfare and different things. They don't want, the government don't really want to pay this money out. I'm telling you, man, it's population control. But it got out of hand. Now, since it got out of hand now, they don't know what to do. Now, here it is. You have 5 to 10 companies now that try to make a goddamn vaccine. But I'm going to tell you this, y'all. When that vaccine come out, don't take that shit. Don't take it.
Yeah.
Don't take it.
Don't take that shit, but I'm going to tell y'all something.
But look, hold on, Disco. This is the key to stay healthy, and this is what I'm doing now. This is my everyday regimen. Like I made a post. I never ate beets in my life. I never ate beets in my life, but I love them now. I love the beets. I love the beet juice. You know what I'm saying? That shit is going to keep you healthy, and it's going to keep you strong. You're going to have enough. You're going to have enough in your body with your antibodies to fight off any germ. Look it up. All you got to do is research it now. But guess what? You go to the stores now, you can't even find bottles of beet juice and shit. You know why? Because the white people already know. They got hip to it. Hey,
you're right, bro. There's a lot.
Hey, I'm telling you, man. Do your research. Don't listen to these jerks like this. Like I thought Fauci. I thought Fauci was a man. Fauci ain't shit.
Yep.
Fauci ain't shit.
Yeah, Fauci was actually a part of that shit. He's been around the super shit since the 90s. Fauci been around for a long time.
Man,
I would like to get DJ Sega's opinion on.
Listen, am I the host?
Yes, right about now.
Tell us what you think, bro.
Well, hold on.
Let's get some kind of order. I'm gonna mute everybody except Square Knot and Disco. Disco the host, and Square Knot will be the co-host. If that's good with anybody else.
All right.
Yeah, because I don't want to go right into that.
Right. Yeah. We need some kind of order. So.
If somebody after SEGA gets finished his thing, if anybody has any questions, that raise your hand on.
Right. And from me and the DJ Information Group SEGA, we really appreciate you spending your time and being on this Zoom call.
Salute, bro.
Salute to y'all, man. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate y'all having me. I'm honored as well to be here. As far as all of this COVID-19 shit, I'm with y'all. I'm keeping my ass safe and indoors. And like I see what's going on out here. I mean, what's going on in Philadelphia right now. Unfortunately, where I'm at, it shut down first before Philly. So I've been here working from where I'm at as an essential worker, but I'm playing it safe. I'm staying my ass in the house. I'm staying indoors. I'm staying away from motherfuckers because they were dirty before COVID-19. And I'm talking physically and energy wise. Like these are some toxic motherfuckers out here. And this COVID-19 doesn't make it any easier, to not have to watch your back as a heterosexual black man. Yes. Out here on this soil. it doesn't. It's just another thing on top of a list of the things that I gotta look over my shoulder for. White supremacy, etc. And I gotta watch out for motherfuckers that don't know how to cover their mouth when they sneeze. And y'all already know they out here. So, because that's like I got a crazy feeling like if somebody sneezes or coughs on me, I'm killing. I'm committing murder because I feel like I just got the T virus and they trying to kill me and because they're already dead meat, so they have no problem coming after whoever comes across them. And if I cross paths with somebody that just doesn't care about their own life, even more so mine, and they call for sneeze my direction, I'm snapping. So I'm staying away from people. I'm staying indoors. I'm staying productive, just like the rest of y'all DJs. I am going live as well to keep myself entertained and sane, and to keep other people entertained and sane as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat. I'm not taking that vaccine when it comes out. I didn't take this flu shot when this past fall they just had it, right? It was up everybody's ass about getting them flu shots from anywhere. Go to your local supermarket and you could get a flu shot, especially if you get like $150. You could get either a turkey or a flu shot. It's like, what the fuck? I haven't gotten sick all winter, and I'm not getting sick now, and I'm not planning it. So
I know that's right. Hey, Sega. So this one I'm gonna do. Because first of all, again, like Flash said, I want to thank you. And let me tell y'all something. Sega cool as shit. I gave Sega the call, what was it, last week, guys? And I said, yo, you want to come through and talk to the DJs? His answer was, no problem. So for those of y'all that don't know who Sega is and what Sega represents to the DJ community, Sega is the remix king when it comes to that remix shit. I'm not even gonna say Baltimore. It's more Philly and Jersey, Jersey party music. And we talking about Sega. You got that Action News joint?
Yeah, I got the Action News joint. Hold on, let me
drop that, homie, so they can get an idea of what I'm talking about.
Hold on, I'm about to do some geek shit right here. Let's see if I can pull it up directly and play for y'all so that y'all can hear it loud and clear. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Now, when I say remix, y'all, I'm talking about some other shit. I done heard this man remix fucking Sega itself. Shit. I done heard him remix Pinky in the Brain. This boy,
Power Rangers.
This boy's retarded with it.
Yeah, I did some research on Glenn's theme. You did one?
Yeah, I did a Glenn's theme some years ago, man. That was strictly.
Yeah, that was like back in 2008, man.
Right.
Yo, like, I was one of the lucky ones because this is how cool this man is. We met about 10 years. Well, yeah, when the cafe first opened, Sega came down to the set, and we met. And I said, yo, that's some hot shit you playing. Can I get a couple of tracks? Next thing I know, I get home, check my email. It's a whole freaking 3 crates of that shit. And I'm talking about some of the hottest shit. Like, whew.
Yeah, I know. I'm on band camp, so I know.
Now, my question to you, real quick, while you're getting set up, is how do you come up with the concept of like Action News? Where the fuck did you come up with that from?
Action News was an idea given to me by DJ D Square.
D Square.
Shout outs to him. When I started, excuse me, when I started DJing at the skating rink, and
Millennium.
Oh wow, it was called Jams when I started DJing there. Yeah. When I started spinning there, he had a few ideas that he wanted me to knock out, and Action News was like a major one that he was like up my ass about getting done, and I didn't like the idea of there being. I mean, I liked the idea, but I felt like that was going a bit too far. It's like I could remix anything, but fucking news, like Action News.
And it turned out it was one of the hottest tracks of that year. in that genre.
I didn't even like it at the time, like, and it's still hold on, and even still to this day, it's like it still kind of had to grow me. Like I had to make 2 remixes. Like I made a second one because I didn't like the first one. Everybody loves the first one, but you know, I just felt as though I could have did so much more and so much better, and I just did it just to shut everybody up. And everybody's like, "Holy shit, this is the best shit ever!" You know, so I'm setting up my loop back right now. Okay.
If you don't got it, I damn sure.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Hold up. Let me make sure.
I keep saying because that's one of my favorite out of the 300 damn songs that you sent me.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just making sure because I got the loop back popping. All right, let me know if y'all can hear this loud and clear.
Yo, that right there is remix genius. This man took the Action News theme from Off the News. For those of y'all who don't live in Philadelphia, don't recognize
yeah, I won't understand it.
That's why I'm great. I'm great. Break it down. The significance. This man took the 6 o'clock news theme and made it a party track. Who does that?
Right. I was actually about to say, there's people outside of Philly that's gravitated towards that remix because there was some dude like back in the MySpace days that popped up from Mississippi that was rapping on this on his page.
Wow.
So like
that's hot.
Like I've been like real honored and blessed to like even the things that I would think only should or would be limited to the city of Philadelphia being played all over the world. So I mean, same songs. Like you could tell the difference between that and the one that I actually like because I do the whole "move closer to your world,"
my friend. Yeah.
Right. So that's this one right here.
You can really hear the remix in this one. Closer to my world. Flash, don't act like you ain't over there chair dancing. You know this was the Joe back in the day.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Yeah, I mean.
That's genius right there.
Nice, man. It's nice.
Now, SEGA, share with us, I know what you've done, but share with us how many different tours you done been on. This man has been all around the goddamn world. I think the last time when you was on the Melanie Morning Show, I think you had said you had lived overseas for a while in Amsterdam, I think you said.
Oh, that's the spot.
Am I right?
I haven't. I mean, I've DJ'd in Rotterdam. I've never been to Instagram, but I've lived in New Zealand.
New Zealand, that's what it was.
I've lived in Australia. And yeah, I've toured around the world much more times than I could count. Been to more places than I could count. There's only certain specific places that I haven't been, like New Orleans or Vegas or Brazil. I want to go to all 3 of those places, but I've done many tours in Australia, many tours in Japan, Canada, Mexico, the UK, all over the world. There's footage on YouTube, you know, to back all that up.
So do you find it that is it? How well is it is it received in these other countries? The music that you.
I mean, it's club music has an African tribal essence about it that I take advantage of, full advantage, and I think that tribal essence is something that can connect to any and every human being on the planet. So they actually receive it depending on what I'm remixing. They receive it no different than the kids at the skate rink that I was DJing for. Like the same songs that I would play for the kids at the skating rink, 1,500 black kids from the hood that used to pack in there every single weekend. The same music I would play for a bunch of white, middle-aged, party, hard type people in Australia, other side of the planet. As long as they recognize the samples or anything, or just as long as they got a heartbeat, they can feel that bass and they'll move regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how well is it received here in the States as compared to overseas?
That's my question right there.
It actually depends on the demographic, because some people they still don't know of club music. You know, it ticks kind of fast for their thinking process, so they don't listen to a lot of fast music like that. But they'll listen to trap because it's so fast that it's actually slow.
Slow. Yeah.
So my next question to you, are you doing when you do DJ, right? Are you doing turntables, controller?
Well, when I'm doing a DJ set at a gig, they usually have all of that set up for me. Like, I don't bring my own equipment. Hell, I'm actually, one of the myths about the legend of the Black Knight is that I've never had equipment, which is actually true. Before the quarantine, I wasn't able to wake up and practice on anything because I don't have equipment of my own. When I do a gig, it's usually at a type of gig where they ask for a rider. So it's a hospitality rider where they make sure they have my drinks and all of that, etc. And then there's a technical rider where they make sure they have the certain CDJs or turntables, Serato set up. Everything is already ready, is set up for me to plug in and just go. So
that's why I brought that up, because we had that conversation years ago, but I just want everybody else to hear it. How that works out. Square Nut?
Well, you asked the main question that I was going to ask, and the reason I asked this question is because I've traveled overseas when I was, especially during my naval career, I traveled overseas, and I found out that a lot of hip hop artists that were here, or artists, period, you know, DJs, artists, hosts, promoters, what they did here was like super magnified when they went overseas, especially in certain demographics, because it was received so well for numerous reasons, as because of the difference. And you answered that question right there when you know, in terms of depending on the demographic, determine how much it was magnified. So,
well, it's not just because of that aspect. It's also because us being Black Americans, like, you know, like from America and Black, we're looked at as a novelty overseas. Like, most of us are lucky if we get over there for them to look us in the eye and go, that's a real Black American dude that was able to make it out and over here. So that just them looking at us puts them in awe.
Hey,
even more so.
I will add the caveat to that is it works in our benefit, doesn't it?
Yes and no, because they still don't treat you like a whole human being. They still treat you like a thing, like a thing, like a stock, like a live stock. They still kind of look at you as like a brand, without that brand being an actual person. Gotcha. So they're looking at the idea of a Black person from America or a nigga their idea of that, and that is clashing with what they are really looking at. Because one idea is that we don't make it off this land anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So for us to be in their land because we're getting paid to entertain them, that puts them in awe just as much as us.
Mm-hmm.
And they accept our culture and they love our culture regardless as to whether we can actually physically reach them or not. Because even hip hop in the 80s, when it was just simply heard overseas,
Mm-hmm.
created like a crazy buzz that a lot of hip hop rappers weren't able to take advantages of until the most recent years and the most recent decades. Like
Gotcha.
the KRS-Ones are just getting over there, being able to talk their shit on the mic and perform in front of a crowd in London or in somewhere where they are like hip hoppers, but they're not American. So they understand it from a branding standpoint as opposed to from a culture that's embedded in us. They understand it from a culture that they could buy from or buy into. So that's fun for them because there's no dangers involved.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Now,
Now, I want let me circle back to Disco's other question about your equipment. Out of all the equipment that you do put on your rider, what is your extreme go-to for your sets when you put it on your rider? What is the one that just like you would like to have all the time if you could?
That would probably be either like regardless, I gotta have Serato.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, I got to have Serato because I'm playing my music. And even if I don't have Serato, I need CDJs where I could use a USB so I could, like, the point is to play my music because as a DJ, I'm more of an artist rather than uh, MC, like a ministry of ceremonies, like somebody that does like sweet 16s and birthday parties and weddings and things like that. I'm more of an artist, so when people book me, they book to hear my music.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as I'm able to play my music, my main go-to is most Pioneer CDJs, 1000s and further. You know, anything that feels like an authentic record that I could scratch on. I can't do controllers that are small. If I do a
Gotcha.
controller, it's gotta look like or feel like the Techniques or the Pioneer CDJs.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
now,
Yeah.
um, and I think we talked about this on my show. I think so.
And we got Joe. His hand is up too.
All right. Tell. I'm trying to figure out how did we get into that on when you was on the Melanated Morning Show. I don't know how we got to this. Tell folks, how can I put this? Y'all would think that he started as a hip hop DJ. That's my point that I'm getting at. But he didn't. Go ahead, Sega. You know I'm talking about that.
I mean, there's a few different aspects that I could touch on as far as what got me into it. I mean, shit, my father was a DJ. You would also think that I will grow up and be like, I'm gonna be a DJ just like my father, but that's not how it happened. Like, I just kind of fell into it. I started producing because it was an outlet. You know, my grandmother had passed, and it was my senior year of high school, and I was going through a lot of shit, and I needed some club music, and I didn't have access to any, so I was making my own via free software that was given to me because I completed a survey asking if I was to create a music production software, what would I have in it? So I submitted the survey and I had got an email saying that they used some of the ideas and I had got the program for free. That came, excuse me, that became to be Acoustica Beatcraft. That was the name of the software. As far as DJing, I've always been a bit of a music collector. Both my parents are music collectors. Both of them love music. So naturally, I was going to gravitate toward collecting my own music. Um, and people would look to me for mixtapes and such. So even when I was in high school, prior to even producing, I was downloading music. I was doing like smart shit. Like I built my first computer at 12. By around 15, 16, and I was in high school, I was going on hot97.com looking at the playlist of the songs that they were playing on their radio, and I would go on peer-to-peer programs, and I would look for these songs, and I would put them together in a mixtape, and I would sell it in my at the schools that I was going to. So a lot of the music that was being played on Hot 97 wasn't being played quite yet everywhere else. So I knew to look at that playlist to see what was coming ahead. And that's how I made my own little mixtapes and made my own little money, even prior to making club music. So that's how I became a DJ. And unfortunate circumstances were how I became a producer.
Okay. Can we open the floor now? Square now?
Sure. I know we got a hand up from Joe Storm. So Joe Storm.
Got a question, brother. How influenced are you of the Baltimore club? How much of that influenced you?
Well, if you bring up my name to Scotty B, he'll tell you like if I was from Baltimore, everybody would be in trouble. Like Baltimore as a genre, Baltimore club music as a genre was something that the closest I could put to it is it feels like church to me. Like when I hear it, and it's good, I immediately catch the Holy Ghost. Like there's nothing like hearing a Rod Lee track. There's nothing like hearing a Technique track. Like a KW Griff. K Swift actually booked me in Baltimore at the legendary Paradox like last week, 12 years ago to be exact, because it was a Memorial Day party at the Paradox. Rest in peace to K Swift. I also played with her. Her last DJ set was also after mine at Artscape in Baltimore. So the day before she died at her house party, if you know how she passed, the day before that, she spun at Artscape in Baltimore, and
ain't that on
her
YouTube?
performance, was right after mine. So we was working on some things, and we wanted to get some balls rolling. Like I'm honored to know the same people that influenced me, and that has put me that has created this sound that just became a perfect marriage of everything that I loved about music, from the James Brown samples to the execution of this feeling like a cousin of house, like a little silly ratchet little brother of house music. You know, it's a lot of different aspects to Baltimore that I love dearly. And of course, Baltimore Club influenced my music greatly. It is Baltimore Club. It's just that I can't and don't call it Baltimore Club music because I'm not from Baltimore out of respect. And I'm from Philly, and I feel like Philadelphia as a city contribute its own type of energy to club music. Even if it's just me, I feel like we add a soul element to club music. Like if you listen to Otis, my Otis remix, or my Child Little Tenderness remix, or my Super Bad remix, you get like this Philadelphia International Records vibe that's embedded in who I am, what I am, and where I'm from, that comes out into my music. You know, so that's why I call it Philly Club. Plus I got the blessings from the OGs anyway. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, brother, because I mean, man, just to know that you was heavily influenced, man, and you bringing your own feel to the game, man, is all special, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, it's not all our music, it's everybody's music. You know, we started the game, but we passed the game on, you know. So I appreciate everything you're doing, man, because at the end of the day, believe it or not, when K Swift died, a lot of the elements, you know, a lot of the OGs are coming back and doing what they do, but like what you doing now, And I can tell, you know, from just hearing out your voice, like, shucks, y'all probably could have been on tour together in some country. You feel me? So,
oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, me and Swift, like Swift wanted her next Jump Off CD to be like a me and her collab, because one thing that I noticed as a fan of her Jump Off series, she attached herself to a producer with certain specific Jump Off mixtapes. So like with one Jump Off, it might be her and Rod Lee tracks, or her and
okay,
Black Star tracks, or her and
okay.
somebody else tracks. And the next Jump Off, it was going to be me and her. So we were in talks to do some things, and unfortunately, she died way too soon. You
Yeah.
know.
Anybody else got any questions?
But any event, salute to you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. We
Salute
need
to you as well. I
clubs.
appreciate the question, man.
Yeah.
think we got Flash over here.
No, I'm just chilling. But what part of Philly you from?
Honestly, I'm from all over. I mean, my first memories are in Nicetown. You know, shout out to
Okay.
Wayne Ave. My father used to DJ
Okay.
right around the corner at the Baby Grand and up the street at the Tender Touch Lounge.
Oh yeah.
For like, let's see, I'm 33, 11 years prior to me being born. So for 44 years, he's been holding it down in Nicetown and doing beef and beers all around the city and whatnot. And then my grandmother's from Erie Ave, you know, shout out to
Okay,
EA
you on the north
1207,
side.
A
I'm
Erie
from the
Ave.
west side, so
And that was the next area after North Philly on Garnett Street, right around the corner from Dobbins. I was actually around there where just got did the Let's Take a Long Walk music video. I was in that area. But after that, I ended up being in West Philly, you know, off of 50th and Spruce. Shout out to the Deuce. You know what
yeah,
I'm
I'm on
saying?
53rd and Delancey, so yeah.
See? And some of my first house parties started off in West Philly. Like I used to pop up, shout out to DJ Stevie T,
Yeah.
wherever he's
Good
at.
dude, good dude.
Yeah, mad good dude. Like, shout out to him. I was able to pop in on his house parties. He had them huge Newmarks CDJs, but the platters look like actual records. I was able to put my CDs in there and spin my music for the first time. So shout out to him. Yeah, man, I'm from all over. Shout out to the schools I went to. I went to Gratz for 2 months, got kicked out. Went to King for 3.5 years, survived it. Transferred to West Philly High and graduated from
You
West
was
Philly
uptown
High.
Whoa,
with
So
us.
okay.
that's
West
Gratz,
Philly.
that's King, and that's West. So I'm from all around Philly.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel you on that.
Another question: where can people get your music? Because I know there's a lot of DJs on this call, and most of them are DJs, and they might not be familiar with your music. So where can they get your music?
Oh, well, it's on the link tree. It's linktr.ee /DJ SEGA. I'm Googleable. You could
Actually, I was
Google
doing there
DJ
today.
SEGA.
Actually, I was
And
doing there today.
yeah, you could Google DJ SEGA and I'll pop right up. I got music on Apple Music.
Bandcamp.
You could Shazam Wuha. I just found out that during the COVID-19. Like I don't know if y'all know about Wuha. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have heard it. Hold on, let me y'all
I didn't know
mind if
I didn't know any of your stuff could be Shazam.
Oh yeah. I mean, Wuha can be Shazam most definitely. I mean, check this out. Y'all remember this?
Got you all in deck. Got you
Yeah,
all in
yeah.
deck. Got you all in
Yeah,
deck.
this all meant because Shazam this.
Got you all in deck. Got you all in deck.
Hey, Sega, you got that Pinky in the Brain?
Got you all in
Oh,
deck.
absolutely. I got that coming up. Hold on.
Yo, who did Champagne Room? You or D Square?
You talking about No Sex in the Champagne Room?
Yeah, who did that?
Yeah, I did that.
Can you run that too, please, brother?
I got that too.
So when you get finished running it, I need that because I done lost it.
Oh, I got you. Just remind me to holler at me because I'm on this thing.
Hey, take a look at the camera, yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shazam all day. Yeah.
Out there this afternoon, you see about 3 or 4 brothers talking. You might hear a conversation, and it goes.
Oh, this is my joint.
There is no cause for alarm. There probably will be.
And that joint fire.
Yeah, I actually made this track as though this is just another episode of Picky and the Brain. They was literally working with me making this track as another attempt to take over.
Sega, you had to cut the music while you talking. Can't hear both.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that was like, I made that track as though that was another attempt by them to take over the world. So it's like another episode of Pinky and the Brain, with them working with me, making a club track as another attempt to take over the world. So yeah.
That's all right there. And I'm a definitely look up your oldest track too, because I'm a noble. I'm a Shriner, Prince Hall Shriner, and we use Otis as one of our stroll songs.
Hey.
So I can mix that in there and bring it on down to the stroll song. So I'm a definitely
it's
get
kind
that.
of fast square now.
Yeah.
That joint.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about to initially get them prepped, get them everybody hyped, and then as we bring it, just bring it on down to the regular BPMs and go on through. So I'm looking forward to that. But I had one more thing, man, and I thought this was very interesting and cool at the same time, because one of the things that, for people that don't know you, they may say, what does SEGA mean? DJ SEGA. And I did some research on you, and I like what you said. You said, of course, you had the game and you played the game, but you didn't really play it a lot, or whatever. But then you said you wanted to separate yourself from being the player, but the game itself.
In fact, do us a favor, Sega. Tell them exactly what you told us last week about Sega, because I remember specifically now when I asked you.
Okay, so the context of it is that where everybody else were used to getting the new PlayStations and whatever, and I wasn't spoiled when it came to that stuff. I always liked what I liked, and I was loyal and faithful to what I liked. So I played Sega Genesis a lot, especially Moonwalker. Well into people having like PlayStations and Dreamcasts and shit like that. So when I picked my DJ name, I figured, I was like, you know what? I'll call myself Sega, because I'm not a player. Like I'm not like a player in the male getting pussy sense or in any of that sense. So instead of being a player, I'd rather be the game. That way, if I want to change the game, all I got to do is change myself. There's no winning, there's no losing, there's just me being,
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm the game. I'd rather
And
be
he
the
did
game
change the
than
game.
player.
He really did change the game. That's the funny part about it. This brother really did change the party genre game up this way. Jersey, Philly, even bits of New York. So he really is a game changer. But he's one of the most humblest dudes, one of the coolest dudes. Like, one thing I love about DJs like yourself, or performers who go all around the world, do all this shit, but yet you can sit down and have a regular conversation. Let me tell you what this brother does. I'll hit him up about some other shit, some DJ shit, and then he'll turn right around and say, so how you doing? How's everything going with you?
Right.
Are you safe through this COVID-19? That's what I appreciate about the brother.
I mean, we are all human beings at the end of the day. It doesn't matter whether we're brands and especially us black folk. Like at the end of the day, we go through a lot. and especially brands, like we go through a lot that people can't see and people don't know, and some people shouldn't. That might fuck up the money if we expose our like humanity. Like that's something that I actually did about 6 years ago. I came out to the world as a caregiver, um, and I dead ass needed a bit of help from the people, but that's also Googleable. But I dead ass, like when I'm talking to people, I make sure that I ask if they are doing all right. Like how are they feeling? Like are they good mentally, emotionally, things like that. At the very least, just as a human to human person, just to make sure people are doing all right.
And he's a supportive dude. If you guys got something going on, just like he came here for this one, I think you've been on what? 2 of my podcasts and one single on Saturday night, SEGA.
I was about to say, I've been on like I think this is like the 5th.
That's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, and speaking of which, real quick sidebar, brother, I need you to come back to the Melanie Morning Show because that whole episode got fucked up. It didn't record right from Zoom. I don't know why. So,
that's all good.
We'll talk about that later. But the ladies want you to come back, so we need you to come back.
I'm down.
No, we don't need SEGA back. We need Pastor
Bobby.
We need Pastor Bobby
I'm down. I'm definitely down.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
But
anybody else?
I appreciate you stopping through and spending time with us. And I know there's a lot of DJs. Yo, DJs, don't be afraid to ask questions. Like my question is, and there's a lot of DJs on here, they don't want to ask this question. How important you think branding yourself is?
I mean, I think I might be the wrong person to ask, honestly, because I'm not the type of person I even like the spotlight. Like anybody that knows me will tell you, like I pop up, I'll do my thing, and I disappear. I don't like being around a lot of people like that because people have different energies and motives and intentions that can dead ass go from me being a brand and making my money in 1 second to at the drop of a hat me being a dead man. So I literally dead ass
he will slide up on you. He will.
But I like the honesty. Like,
I'll pull up, but
he will pull up.
You might not see me pull up, and you might not see me leave. But I'll pull up. I show support. I do my thing, but you might not see me come and go. You might look over your shoulder, be in the most random places, and go, "Say, where you came from? What you doing here? Same thing
that
you
happened. I remember I was doing the set, and then I come outside, smoke a cigarette. I'm like, when the fuck did you get here?
Right.
Let's go. I've been here the whole time. I seen your set and everything. Okay. Hey. Well, did that sound good at least?
Right.
Or did he sound like potted meat with one? It's like, no. But no, we joke in this group. But I mean, like, DJs, y'all got somebody that's doing what y'all inspiring to do. Why don't y'all just ask the man a question? Like, he's here to give y'all knowledge and give y'all a game about this business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I got a question. You seem like a real laid-back, chill type of dude. Outside of when you DJing, what type of music do you listen to personally in your own time?
That's a good ass question. Honestly,
good question.
Besides my music and other club music, I listen to old soul music. I listen to funk music. I listen to hip hop from like the late 80s, early 90s. I listen to all the shit that I favor. Like I'm loyal to what I like. So I could listen to a favorite song of mine 1,000,000 times and never get sick of it. Man, so Michael Jackson, James Brown, MC Hammer, Anita Baker.
Oh my God.
Sade, Janet.
Man, that Rapture album got me through some hard times. But Anita Baker Rapture album.
No doubt.
Feel like you're a brother from another mother, man. Almost like the same type of mind, because outside of music, me, man, I like to listen to chill, laid back,
Absolutely. I'm just coiled from the soil. So we from the same soil. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I got a question for you, SEGA. And I already know the answers because I remember the interview you did with me. So I already know I'm asking. But I want everybody else to hear this. How important do you feel the internet is as compared to DJing, getting your brand out there? Period. Do you feel the internet is important or is not important? Do you still believe in going door to door with?
Well, I look at everything as yin and yang. So as far as the the internet being part of the world itself, but the DJ being part of the world itself as well, I feel like the internet is needed just as much as the DJ being in the presence of someone, setting up the mood and actually being there at the gigs. I think the internet is just as important because you still have to get in touch with people that can't be within proximity of you. So they may not be able to be in the same room, which is why even now, with the COVID-19 shit happening, unfortunately, a lot of us have to change up the platforms so that we are now DJing virtually.
Mm-hmm.
So promoting the brand in a virtual space such as the internet now is being taken to another level where now the performances themselves have to be in the virtual world like the internet. In fact, there's virtual worlds inside the internet that are booking DJs to do things like this game Minecraft or the other game Fortnite or Zoom rooms or anything like that. There's different platforms that are being used by DJs and that are also using DJs to build something new, because this is a huge change going on in the world right now, and everybody has to adapt. We're not, even if they do open up the world again, we're not walking into the same exact world that we left.
Exactly.
Zoom parties are the thing. We just had Memorial Day. Rumor has it DJ Joe Storm killed that shit. They still talk about
Body.
Storm killed it. Storm killed it. Where's Storm at? I like Storm.
I got a question.
I was just having fun, man.
Who that? Who said they had a question?
Dooley.
All right, what is your question, sir?
Hey, Sega, what advice would you give to like a up and coming DJ or artist?
Be okay. Study the absolute history of the DJ. There's a lot of people out right now that just wants to be a DJ. Nobody wants to be a manager. Nobody wants to be an agent. Nobody wants to put the paperwork behind the person that has to be the face. Because unfortunately, when you're the DJ, you are the face. You are the brand. And I say unfortunately for those of us that understand that we are black men and being the face makes us a target. So for up and coming DJs, be mindful that the DJ is an element of hip hop no matter where you see a DJ at. That's the birth of the DJ, the element of hip hop. We set the mood, we set the tones. This is not about money and bitches. This is not about requests. This is not about um, playing for the crowd. That's advice that you could get when you doing various type of gigs. But when it comes to the actual DJ, as far as what they are the person that's supposed to set the mood. They're supposed to be introducing the mood, introducing new music, introducing a new vibe that people can exorcise some stress out to, as opposed to be getting tipped $20 to play a favorite song by some drunk person that's entitled because it's their fucking birthday or whatever. You know,
Wow.
just understand the history behind the DJ before you dive into the actual culture of being a DJ.
Gotcha.
Oh, there you go.
Because I think I'm the one with the least experience on here.
How long you been DJing for, and what made you want to DJ?
Cause I love music, and I have the time to get into it now. I drove trucks for almost 20 years and never had the time, but my health failed on me, and now I got the time to learn. I've been DJing since like 2018.
And so you started DJing only because you had the time to look into a type of craft such as DJing that you were curious about, or like
No, I
what
mean I've been wanting to DJ since the 90s when I was a teenager, but I graduated from school. I worked, and when I turned 21, I like I said, I went and drove trucks and never had the time to like take it up.
Okay, I get it by being a cross-country trucker or something like who got time.
But let me give you a backstory on Dooley. He is taking DJ classes also.
Yeah.
And he want to learn the craft, and I think he's going about it the right way. And pretty much, he want to learn it. And taking classes, I think, is his first start. And again, he loved music, so that's to me, that's two good ends to being whatever you want to be.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think a main aspect that you should have, if you're definitely looking to take DJs as seriously as it sounds, is looking to set the mood. No matter who it is, no matter where they at, and no matter what they're going through, try exercising the skill of creating an atmosphere for people to get swooped up into. Like if their mother just died, or they just got fired, or hell, they just got a promotion or whatever, give them an energy and an atmosphere, and learn the skill and the ability and cultivate that, so that if they're going through that, like a morning or whatever, they completely forget about that, because you are setting the tone, you are setting the mood, you are setting the atmosphere, making them forget all of that. Exactly. That's why I love club music. It's like the easiest way to forget your issues, to forget your problems, and or exercise them out right on the dance floor.
Yeah, to segue into what you're saying there, I've always said, as the DJs, including everyone knows that I always say music is my therapy, but we're all therapists to some point. We provide something, we provide a feeling, we provide an energy, we provide a healing, we provide something to an individual, and we don't even know what they're going through. But through the music, we're able to connect with them and put them in a different space for that particular time that they are hanging with us. So that's totally on accord for sure.
Yeah, that's like in November for Thanksgiving, I DJ for the visual impaired, and man, for that 2 hours, I had those people, man, I had them feeling so good, man. They forgot they was blind, man. Like, cause most of them was like legally blind, and they had a person had to stand up there with them, and walk with them, and man, they was dancing and having a good time, and I'm like, man, it almost brought tears to my eyes, man, because I'm like, wow.
Well, you got to understand something. As a legally blind person myself, we rely on our ears,
mm-hmm.
And we have the we have the daredevil. Make an analogy, daredevil. We have the ability to pretty much
feel more.
Feel more.
Exactly.
Yeah, you feel it more, because it's channeling into you, not through your eyes, but it's channeling in through your ears and your soul.
But then I've always been that type of person. You know, I was a weirdo kid that used to read the liner notes. Those of y'all not old to know what I'm talking about. The liner notes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And
Like
I would sit there.
I want to ask all of y'all. This is a music lover / DJ question. What are all of your favorite Michael Jackson albums?
Thriller, Off the Wall.
Off the Wall.
Thriller.
Yep, Thriller was good.
Thriller, but I mean, nothing. In my opinion, Off the Wall was much.
Well, was it the greatest album of all time? Well, one of my greatest albums of all time.
But I like to take it back to
the.
I like to take it back to the Jackson 5 era too, man, because and those are classics because hey, we still sampling those joints to this day. You know, ABC, you know, I Got to Be There, you know. So
I had asked that questions because he mentioned the liner notes, and the first Michael Jackson album that I heard once it came out, and I was very knowledgeable of that, was Dangerous. And looking at that album cover was incredible. Reading that album, the inliner notes was incredible, especially as a child. Like hearing that album for the first time scared the shit out of me because the first thing you hear is a snare and glass break, and I didn't expect that at all. I was running the bad cassette tape back and forth every single day, and one day my mom just cut it off, put the Dangerous album in, didn't tell me shit, didn't say shit, just said, I'm tired of hearing this, listen to this though. And she put it on, and all you heard was and it scared the shit out of me. Scared the shit out of me. But I'll never forget it. Dangerous is my utmost favorite album. I can listen to it back and forth and nonstop.
I think Off the Wall is his best work because Off the Wall was like in between him. That was when he was just getting ready to become the superstar that he was. But Off the Wall to me was more grittier and more less Quincy influence and things of that. That was just all Michael. Thriller had it was too many motherfuckers in that. Off the Wall, that was Michael at his finest. That was Michael when he was got right to the peak and was getting ready to just shit on him. He hadn't pulled his pants down yet, but he was getting ready to shit on the world. But that was like the pre-shit that came out. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. That was the juicy fart, but that's the shit that make you know you gotta go to the bathroom. You know what I mean? But that I think, Mike. But I want to revert back to something real quick because I gotta get out of here. And speaking of Zoom, I got a Zoom party tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's some
get that money, dog.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's some freak shit going on because all I've been hearing about is chicks. But anyway, I want to go back to where y'all was talking about. All this time my camera wasn't on. You know what? Why ain't somebody tell me I'm sitting there with no drawers on?
We ain't seen nothing, bro. Shit.
No, he means draws mean his camera. That's what he mean.
So I want to go back to what Square Not said. We're therapists, and I look at it that way. I also look at it as music is the soundtrack of our lives, and I say this all the time. Meaning, at any given time, any song can come on, and you can think back like, "Damn, I was doing such and such, or I was doing such and such." So, just imagine the world being these long railroad tracks. Okay, so as you're on this train, which is your headphones or whatever, right? That's the actual vessel. So my job, I'm not going to drive the train because I'll fuck around and hit I'm blind as a bat. You know what I mean? Only one headlight works. So as long as we go left, we all right. But anyway, I would consider myself as a conductor. It's my job to get you from life point A to life point B via the ear and the mind. So it's my job as a conductor to get you there safely. In other words, when you're riding, let's say the R series trains in here in Philadelphia, y'all know what I'm talking about. And he's calling out Darby, Collie, you know what I mean? It's his job to make sure that you get there and you get there safely. You don't get off at the wrong stop. So the wrong stop in music being, I got you chilling. I'm playing some I'm playing some, I don't know.
Off the wall, you playing something off the wall.
No, I'm not gonna say off the wall. No, I'm
and
playing some cool shit like some Kendrick the Family Soul. I got you on that type of joint, SWV and some shit like that.
Okay.
And no offense to you, Sega, but this is just an example, the extreme example I got to use. Then I fuck around and play the Action News, John. What the fuck are you doing? So in the meantime, you didn't messed up their whole vibe. Basically, you didn't handicap them. You didn't cripple them. Cause now they ain't turned their neck all the way around like Linda Blair or somebody to find out what in the bleep you doing. Come on, cuz. In other words, like I always say, if I need a passport to listen to your mix, then there's a problem. Meaning you all over the goddamn world. My mixes are methodical. My sets are methodical. Like I'm going to make sure that each song means something. Because not only am I playing a 2-hour set, I'm telling a fucking story through music. I'm going to show you how the original morphed into hip hop, how hip hop morphed into art. You understand what I'm saying? By music. Or I'm going to do a theme, like I may do all stories, all hip hop stories, or I may do all females, 80s females. You know, y'all feel where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I got it.
We got you.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I want to piggyback on what you just said, brother. And this goes out to the people that are. I'm gonna tell you like this: there's a parallel simulation between what he's saying and what a lot of house DJs do. The thing about it is, you think about house music, and even what Sega's doing with the club music, if the metronome is off, just slightly, you know, especially with house people, they're very cool. Like their spirit will be critical because of the fact that something is off, or they can tell that the person that's playing it, his spirit isn't right. They may not even know him. You know, the thing about, and I tell people, especially with house music, the spiritual. It has something to do with the spirit, which is closest to, which is the soul. You know, so for you to say that, you know, that your music is methodical, you know, you're dealing with the soul, the spirit. You're telling the story. It could be you. It could be the story of anybody, and they hear it so much to the point where you might have. I done had people come out in the crowd and be in tears, like wow, you know. And I don't mean wow, like I may run up to them like, "What's on your mind?" They might tell me, you know, I've lost. This happened and that happened. I had one lady said she lost her job. She was working for the post office. She got laid off. And I was playing one day, make a long story short. She was like, I made her spirit heal. You know, that's what you want to do as a DJ. You know, you want to be able to provide joy when it's down and still be able to uplift when the spirit is up. You know, so it's all about an elevator. You got to keep going. You know, your elevator should never come down. That's for all the DJs on here, you know, including myself. You know, elevators should always go up and tell a story. I'm done.
Anybody else?
Well, it's one thing for sure. That's just the love of music that, you know, it's I always say it's ingrained in our fabric because we're not only the government person, we are that DJ person, but we also have that fabric, that music, this everything that we are when it comes to the culture. It's part of our fabric, so it's easy to see, and you could tell when that DJ is like that because we're able to talk like we are right now and be excited about it and feel it. You know, feel it in your bones, feel it in your spirit, feel it on your just the music. You feel the music on your skin. You feel it everywhere.
But here's
at
the
all
thing.
times. So,
But here's the thing, though, Square. Now
Mhm.
I gotta play Negro Devil's Advocate on this.
Here we go.
I keep it a bean. Well, I ain't got a bean. It's stimulus shit. You know, I keep it half a bean.
Yeah, I got a bean with the symbols. Thanks my man Trump.
So, nigga. So,
You know I gotta throw some shit in the game.
nigga, please. That's all I can say. Speaking of class, I know y'all saw Who's the Man. Motherfucker, please.
But keep it going.
Nigga, you made me lose my train of thought saying that stupid shit.
Yeah. See.
Oh, yeah, no. The Square Now, I was saying the flip side of that. What was you just talking about, Square Now? That's going to bring me right back. What did you just say, Square Now?
How music is ingrained and it's our fabric.
That's what I was going to say. Okay, the here's the bad part about this DJ culture. What you just said may be true to everybody on this call.
Mm-hmm.
I salute everybody for that. But there are a lot of people who are not in it for that. They're in it for the dinero.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the people who give off the bad vibes, the bad aura. They're bad for the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just keeping, and listen, I'm giving my opinion, and I'm going to keep on. I stand behind my opinion 300%. When I was in that disgusting, and
we ain't talking about that.
We ain't talk about it. No, you don't talk about it. Go past that because it's going to.
Because I think he about to go back there later on the night
to another place.
No, I'm not. Actually, I got money to make. But you got these DJs, these overnight add water microwave fucking DJs. Go get them some tunes. Don't even know how to mix two eggs together. And now all of a sudden you're this great DJ. No, you're a fucking you're not even, you're a wedding singer. You're not a goddamn DJ. And you can feel the bad aura just coming from them, like.
Well, see,
if your spirit ain't right, your set ain't gonna be right. I'm sorry. You gotta be into it. If you ain't into it, then you need to pack up and go the fuck home.
True.
Why are you here?
You know, and in today's world, we can identify that because a lot of times with what you're talking about, these types of DJs that are in it for the money, you can identify that. Well, a lot of times, but just by the gigs that they're doing these types of gigs that are, they've managed to get hooked up with someone because of their branding somehow, their marketing, or somebody has hooked them up or something.
Oh no, they're marketing like crazy.
Yeah. So there's a whole big thing there. So it's one of those things where we as the old heads, there is a level of offense that we take to it, but at the same time, no matter how much we talk about it, we ain't gonna be able to change it. And it's going to just go more and more. But the part that we can do is make sure that we keep alive the history and what the foundation of the culture is all about. So that somewhere, just like everything has its cycle, and music has its cycle. Music will always come back around and it'll straighten itself out, just like everything else in life comes back around and straightens itself out. And then all those ones who didn't know, all those ones who jumped in the microwave, all those ones who was like, I'm just going to get this in Plex, they'll all be standing on the sidelines while we're still riding the train. You get what I'm saying? So it'll all work itself out. That's what I truly believe.
And then on top of that, in every generation, there's always a Rick Dees. There's always a daggone Disco Duck. You got, it's always the originator. Yeah, Disco, you know what I'm talking about. Flash,
I know exactly. That's why I'm saying crash.
For real, it's a Disco Duck dudes.
That was one of the most. What was it? What would you call that? That was a joke song, but it actually was popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you had the football players. They doing disco records. Like there's always water in everything, man.
Super Bowl shuffle.
Yeah, like I said, we gotta be the foundation, because without the foundation, people go off of whatever that is. you know.
But the thing about it though, and I'm gonna speak from an industry standpoint and from like what I'm doing now. I got 3 podcasts popping. 2 of them is about old school. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's appreciated by the old schoolers. But these a lot of them be like, you know, like what's that young boy with the braids that didn't know who the fuck Biggie was or didn't know who what this clown say? Who he didn't know who?
But a lot of these young folks don't care about what came before them.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't care about that.
He talking about Lil Yachty.
But they don't care about them. They care about what's happened today.
Yeah.
And I get that. Listen, here's the thing about it, and I'm great play Negro devil's advocate again, because I've said to a lot of cats my age, a lot of old heads, look, you know, y'all motherfuckers here whining and complaining about this music ain't shit. This ain't music. I don't understand it. It's not. You're not supposed to understand it, you goober, because it wasn't made for you. It was made for them.
For this time.
Now, here's
for
the
this
thing.
period.
Back in the day, they used to say the same thing to us.
How many times your mom said, boy, cut that noise off?
It was garbage. It wasn't going to go nowhere. Yada, 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 yada. And 40 years later, look at it. It's still popping. So, but the thing about it, I remember back in 81, 82, whatever, playing that shit. And my mom telling me she didn't understand it, but it made perfectly good sense. And I can remember being out in the block parties and whatnot, the battles and whatnot, and I'm Zaka. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't give a fuck what she understands. It's not for you. In fact, I would appreciate it if you leave the house when I'm great play this shit. For real, this ain't for you. You know, it's like, I don't understand it. Motherfucker, you ain't supposed to. It's like when 3 women are sitting around talking girl talk, and you come in as a dude. Well, I don't understand. Motherfucker, you're not supposed to. Unless you sit down and take a piss, you're not supposed to. So all these old heads need to stop crying about it ain't music, don't make sense. That's because, you know what I mean? Now, I ask everybody that come to my show, and I've asked SEGA this, and I say hip-hop dead or alive or on life support, because I really want to see what people say. But I haven't got anybody that said dead yet. I was waiting for somebody to say dead yet, but I'm going to finally reveal my trick question.
I'm going to tell you about hip-hop. Hip-hop is not dead, but remember, hip-hop is a young man's sport. Like, hip-hop, when you came up, when I came up, our parents didn't like it because that was our young music. And today, as we being the parents now, we not going to feel that same music as we felt when we was young. So to me, hip-hop is a young man's sport, and that's where it is. And we can say it's trash, and they don't rap, and they not doing this, they not doing that. We the same thing our parents said. Cut that shit off, boy. But they spent the money and bought us the records because that kept us in tune and kept us in the house doing what we was doing.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and reveal why I said that this is a trick question. I've asked this in the last 60 days like a million times with me, motherfucker. It's actually a trick question. Why is hip hop dead? And I was waiting for somebody to say, yeah, it's dead. How can hip hop be dead?
It's not dead.
How can hip hop be dead when this shit that's being played now is not hip hop to begin with? So how the fuck can it be dead? This shit is not hip hop. It's either called trap or rap. It's not hip hop. So if it's not hip hop, how could you say, oh well, you know, this stuff that they're playing now is definitely making hip hop be dead? No, it's not, because it ain't hip hop to begin with.
But who made that genre? Who made that sub-connect from hip-hop to trap, rap?
T.I.
Was it the white? Yeah, I mean.
T.I.
So we
got
to.
Oh, I like flashes. T.I. didn't do that.
T.I. started
He
trap.
didn't
Who done it? Who made these? Who separated?
Let me say
like
this.
you just said, like you was getting ready to say, Flash. Let's call a spade a spade.
These record companies and these white motherfuckers try to segregate what we do as a people.
The moment
it
that
wasn't just the white folks. Mr.
We
Lee
done it ourselves.
with it too.
Now listen, the moment that hip hop became commercialized, it was separated into rap. Rap is business music, hip hop is culture music. So
So,
once you get into the commercialized,
having said that, Genius, what you just said, what's up, brother? Having said that, then that means that what's being played now is in a subgenre, is in a whole other genre called trap, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, so if that's another genre, how the fuck can hip hop be dead when this shit ain't hip hop?
But it goes in the hip hop genre.
Well, see, it depends, because the thing about it is, you know, you talk. I've been, you know, and I'm pretty sure Sid can probably elaborate on it a lot more. I am being from, you know, down south, but as far as the East Coast came, as far as listening to down south, even the down south music had like flow, had good beats, had good stuff. They had a different story to tell. Now I think when, you know, you got into the commercialism and, you know, with the, like y'all said, with the record companies, it switched the game up, because even trap music has a division, because you got dudes that did trap music that was fire. Like if you listen to certain T.I. records, you know, I ain't talking about like some of the stuff he's doing now, but you listen to some of the joints that he did, fire. You know, if you listen to certain like Jeezy, like I was the biggest Jeezy fan forever. I mean, for a lot of people was like, well, he this, he can't rap, this and that. The shit he was saying, you know, as far as on that street shit, and there's certain things, I'm like, okay, you know, I can visualize certain things. All right, you know, I remember niggas doing this and that, but there's a different name for it, you know. So certain, even trap music has a subgenre. This is some damn get some money, daggone, get some advertisement and get my name up. Just say whatever, cause it be like it was a guy last night that was playing I Shake My Pants or some crap like that. Something he was playing the people wanted to hear. Flies, tell me if I'm wrong. I think it's called I Shake My Pants. I'm gonna shake my pants. Something crazy. I'm like, what? You know, and this they ain't feeling it. Like seriously, I swear, SEGA, y'all can
boy shit.
I might be saying the shit wrong. He's like, I shake my pants. I shake my pants. You know, like
But
I
it's
feel
just
like
a difference of time. Like we in a different time from hip hop, shoe bop, the bop, the bop, the bop. Then we went to the gangster rap era. Then we went to, but
it
hip
made
hop was
sense
still
though,
good
man.
music.
It made sense even with gangster rap. It made every genre. I mean, I'm not
Nah,
genre.
I
Every
gotta stop
era,
you there, Joe. Some of that
every
West Coast
era
shit
had a
makes
whack
no
nigga.
fucking
Even
sense
the 90s and the
whatsoever.
80s.
I was about to say.
I'm sorry.
There's one word that separates all of that from trap music and all of the genres that all the eras that we're talking about now, and that one word is content.
Yeah.
So think about even when we had the old school hip hop, gangster rap, I forget the other type, but all those in that bucket, there was still content.
Yeah.
When we got to trap, there was really no content. They were just saying whatever they wanted to, as long as it was about bitches, monies, and drugs, and what they had. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, that's the thing.
I might have to
But that's the
disagree.
thing. That's the thing. We went from singing about selling drugs to singing about taking drugs.
Well, I think that in every era, like I was asked a question. It's very similar to this. A couple of days ago, actually, it was what generation did people start being stupid? And I'm like, that's a biased way on asking that question, because that's assuming that it started at one point and just continued, as opposed to always existed in different groups. So when it comes to things like content or good music, or even music that has no context of quality whatsoever, that's existed in every single era of music. Sometimes one aspect led to another, whereas it started off as not having context, or being silly, and it created its own genre, i.e., parody music like Weird Al Yankovic and all these other
Yo, I
cats.
liked all that shit.
Right. But when it started, at one point, it was just looked at as kind of like an outside. It's not real music. It's not taken seriously as a genre or as a style of music, etc. But in every single era, I believe that you do have a circle of shitty quality of music, whether it be the lyrics or the artist or the energy and the intent, whether it was even they like jazz became jazz because it was called jackass music. It doesn't matter what we create or what we touch. There's always going to be some fucked up label over it, whether there's content or not. So it's getting into the actual aspect on it being good music versus bad music, or hip hop versus trap, or anything like that. I mean, I feel like club music is going to save hip hop. I feel like it's literally the last of what we have now that has different aspects of what true hip hop really is. And I'm talking like the DJs, the dancers, and the culture, and the using of the breaks. The fact that the DJ is on the forefront as opposed to the MC with the mic. Because it used to be the MC going, look at my DJ. Fuck me, I'm just on a mic, just bigging him up because he's busy with two hands doing all of what the magical shit that he's doing. Take a look at my DJ. We need to get back to that because that no longer exists outside of these festivals that are being curated where DJs are headliners and not rappers or some artists where the DJ is playing the background like some choir or some shit. I feel like there's always good aspects in every single era, but there's bad aspects as well in every single era.
Oh, no doubt. I totally agree.
Remember, 12 years ago, we was at Laffy Taffy. I said it was going to get worse before it got better, and that was Laffy Taffy. Remember that shit?
That was
that Laffy Taffy and Stanky Leg.
Laffy Taffy.
And Stinky Leg came years later.
But I was still like, oh my God.
When I heard Soldier Boy, that's when I knew it was over.
It kept getting worse and worse and worse. Who's this Doja Cat bitch with the move? She sing a song like a cow or some shit.
Well, I
she
knew
went
Weezy,
viral, got famous.
Well, I knew once Weezy started putting out bullshit, it was it's over with.
Weezy was on drugs. They was just buying that shit.
Yeah, but he was putting some good shit out at first.
Yeah, he was. And then it became just druggy shit because he got lazy and burnt out. He kept recycling the same lines, but it happens to the best of them.
Yeah. I like the old with the young Weezy.
Hey, look here, folks.
I'm a drought too.
Look here, folks. I got a book.
But Disco, and I don't say this often to you, but thanks for bringing SEGA. And SEGA, I love y'all for coming through, and very informative information on this Zoom call tonight.
And you're always welcome, man. Always welcome.
I definitely appreciate it, and I thank y'all for having me. Thank you, Wild Flash, Square Not. I ain't calling this dude by his name because that's Paul.
Eddie Ed.
The dude.
DJ Eddie Ed.
Willie. I'll just say Willie for sure.
Oh, you talking about the big fella.
Right. I ain't calling that nigga name. Fuck that. Shout out to DJ I95. Shout out to Miss Official. Shout out to DJ Big Dooley. Is it pronounced?
Yes.
Shout out to Vibe. Shout out to Kid Disco, Joe Storm, DJ Genius. Shout out to everybody that's watching. I really appreciate y'all bringing me on.
And we got to connect on social media, brother, most definitely.
Hey, Pastor Bob, don't forget, I need you in a couple weeks, man. You got to come back and do a retake.
Yes, SEGA. I just followed you on Instagram.
But
I hit you on Instagram too.
All right.
You got me, Pastor?
Yeah,
all right,
I absolutely got you.
All right.
You done had your 15 minutes. It's my turn now.
Hey, big man. Got this whole joint smell like potted meat.
I done let you go for 2 hours. It's my turn now.
Yes, indeed. So we definitely appreciate that. Flash, you
What's up?
Are we gonna separate this recording or keep it going?
I'm gonna start the recording So we at the end. I'm gonna start the recording.
Yes, indeed.
But
People another
now,
equal information group special.
So, hey, you know what we didn't ask you, Sega? What you got coming up next, man?
yeah, okay.
No.
I do
Come on, them on
broadcasts
call.
every Wednesday and Saturday called the Clubhouse. Every Thursday I do a broadcast called For Old Souls Only, and Fridays and Saturdays at like 2 a.m. I do a broadcast called the After Hours, right? And all of these different parties have me playing different genres. So Clubhouse, I got club music. For Old Souls Only, I got soul and funk music popping, and during the after hours, I play house music and different forms of club music. And yeah, man, I mean, I think everybody should follow me. I just
We
dropped a
will, and
double
we will
album.
add you to the group also.
I'm down. I just dropped a double album. Go get that. I'm still working on new content. I'm dropping new shit all the time. So just follow me around, and I got you.
Okay, we
Man, we
appreciate
got
you.
you, man.
Hey, I got a quick question. Can somebody help me out? Do I have to leave this call in order to start a?
Yes, because
Yeah.
your Zoom ain't gonna let you do another call.
Oh fuck!
Like you have to.
Unless you're rich and got that enterprise account where you got multiple licenses, where you paying $1,000 a month for,
Man, I'm one check away from a ski mask.
But yo, I
One
think
jiggle
once again, that's all. Thank DJ Sega for coming through, sharing his
Yes,
knowledge.
sir. Salute, man. Salute.
Yeah, I mean,
Salute, Sega, salute.
and we're gonna start having more of these on our Wednesday calls. And Mondays is music sharing Mondays. So now we get back to the stuff we normally talk about, and y'all can have y'all fun now.
Oh,
but
wait a minute, real quick.
Stop the recording. Stop the recording.
Real quick. Next week we gonna have B-Force.
Okay.
Cisco Dave and Handmaster Flash.
We will appreciate that. And Disco is our, I don't know what to call him.
Asshole.
Sometimes you could be an asshole, but sometimes you could be a good dude, but sometimes you just an asshole, idiot. But no, I mean, like, what I'm trying to do and we trying to do in this group is have some meaningful conversations instead of just the bullshit that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know we could talk bullshit all night.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, I mean.
Not me.
Who? Eddie Ed or Kid Disco?
Who's Eddie Ed? You ain't never gonna let me lay that down, are you, Flash? You was the wrong motherfucker to get that interview. God damn
Well,
it.
you know, I already knew it, but yeah, I mean.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, I'm gonna start the